Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. Let me drink to a wonderful week ahead. Hmm, good coffee. I'm glad you could join me. It is good coffee. I was making a video yesterday, and if you picked it up early, you might have noticed there was a problem with the sound. So I thought I'd wait until today and attempt again. It's much brighter, there's no rain, and the sun is definitely shining. And I've got a great question to put to you. What do you think is the one ingredient that tends to trigger the fall of civilizations? It's a great question to ponder. The fall of civilizations. Well, if you're a student of history or even philosophy, you might be aware that there have been countless examples where great civilizations or even empires have risen to a peak and then fallen. One of the characteristics that should warn us about the collapse of a particular civilization is the way that there is a shift, always unnoticed at the time, but a shift in priorities. The culture tends to favour short-term solutions, let's call it instant gratification, rather than considering the long-term consequences of how the society is functioning. This operates both on an individual level and for society as a whole. If you look back over thousands of years and countless examples, we can see that this strange phenomenon always accompanied a decline, a fall in a civilization. This applies right across the world. And why is it relevant? Well, I think we're in that particular phase right now where we are completely addicted to social media, where we have been encouraged to put our noses into our mobile phones, to follow our favorite social media channels, to get our instant fix, rather than thinking about the longer term consequences of what this is doing to the way we think and feel and behave. We know that the vast majority of people will look at a video on their phones for 15 seconds before reposting it. And this is a symptom of a passive surrender of our abilities to use our reasoning powers. So what do we do? Well, one of the critical factors that's affecting all of us is a decline in the use of critical thinking. We're not training people to think anymore. We're not using our minds as a tool to try and understand the world. Now, there is this wonderful movement about mindfulness, which I suspect is critical thinking light. It's just an easier way, and it's a great idea, but an easier way for us to become more aware of what's going around. The concept with mindfulness is to bring our attention and focus into the present, to move away from this shadowy world of the past, forget the imaginative creations of the future, and just become aware of the present moment. Deeply healing, powerful thing to do. But critical thinking is not as widely taught as it used to be. There's been a substantial decline in this discipline. It used to be taught in universities of applying logic and critical thinking to how we appreciate the world. If you really feel concerned about the direction that our civilization, such as it is traveling, one of the ways of combating this strange phenomenon of decline and possible collapse is to cultivate your mind and use the powers of reasoning, critical thinking, to just think things through. So rather perhaps just accepting what you see on social media, what you perhaps read in the press, you stop for a moment and pause to consider why the information is presented in that way, how the information was chosen, and the impact it's having on you emotionally, because a lot of stories these days are designed to trigger an emotional response. We're not thinking things through enough, but when we do, we realize that we might have to make changes to how we think and feel and behave for the benefit of our lives and also for the benefit of society as a whole. If you really want to reverse this trend, and it's curious to even ponder the question, is it reversible? Well, clearly yes. We can move our civilization in a different direction. It's not radically different. It's just a simple question of thinking things through, using critical thinking as a tool to help us understand the consequences of what we're doing today. It can apply to how you're thinking and feeling. It can apply to lifestyle choices. But we do have this power. And whatever whatever cultural peaks we've achieved throughout our history as a species, we know that this ability to use critical thinking helps us to make better choices and to avoid some of the strange decisions that societies make, which inevitably lead to their downfall. Now, it's a great question to ponder, and I'd love to know what you think. Please feel free to offer your suggestions and comments and observations whenever you like. And I'm going to put a shirt on and head off to a meeting and wish you the most wonderful week. I'll look forward to being back with you soon. Bye for now.